With the increase in global warming, harm done by humans to this nature, we are already looking for alternate planets, where humans can thrive on. Alas, there are no planets as suitable as Earth for us humans. What if, like the movie Passengers, we learn to freeze ourselves through time? Welcome back to our channel with an amazing video. Do not forget to smash the like button and hit the bell icon for eye-opening updates. Presenting, what if all humans suddenly froze for 1,000 years or disappeared? There are a total of 300 people in the US and 50 in Russia that are preserved in super low temperatures, in hopes that cryosleep will be available sometime in the future, and we might be able to retrieve them. Although the slight hiccup now is once the brain is dead, or frozen, we do not have the technology to make it work again yet. The first practical question is, where will we put everybody? There would have to be huge facilities built all around the world. What if there is a tech issue? And if the infrastructure is just left, it would decay in time and fall over the centuries. So we would need volunteers and robots all around to keep everything running smoothly. According to calculation, a minimum of 500 people would be required outside with very high technology, and to keep the cycle going in case if there was something to happen to all the people in sleep. The best example is the coronavirus outbreak. Just the whole population being at their houses has led to major climatic changes around the world. The ozone layer in the Arctic that had a hole in it for years has self-repaired itself. How and where are the technical details we do not have clear answers to, but we do know that without us, Mother Earth will heal herself. All you have to do is nothing, just lay back and sleep. It is a guarantee that the world will turn out to be much better than the one when you slept. Let's now assume that everything is taken care of, and you are put to sleep. Global warming would continue for another 40 years. After we go to sleep, within a few decades, all the wooden houses would decay without our care. In 100 years, all the steel structures would start to rust heavily. Our cities would start to fill in with plants, trees, and vines. After a few hundred years, almost all the species of plants would bounce back to the original level, before humans evolved and took over the planet. In 500 years, our forests would be the healthiest they had been in centuries. Once you wake up after 1,000 years, everything would be lush and green, river waters would be much fresher, all the excess carbon dioxide would be recycled by then. All the cities must have been gone by then. So there would have to be a lot of rebuilding that needs to be done. Now, what if all the humans suddenly disappeared, for some reason? How would the Earth look without us? There have been many studies done and documentaries made on life after people. Let us assume suddenly, because of some unknown source of force, all the humans vanished from the face of the Earth. Just after a few hours, lights without generators would shut down. In 3 days, lights all around the world will shut down, and it would be pitch dark, as by now all the generators would be down. Without supervision, all the plumbing pipes and dams would burst. All the subways in big cities like London and New York would flood. There would be utter chaos as all pets, farm animals, animals in zoos would try and break loose into the street in search of food. Within 10 days, pets and farm animals who don't know how to self-thrive would die due to starvation and dehydration. In a few weeks, our adorable small pets would be hunted down by the larger wild ones without our protection. A month later, with no one keeping an eye on cooling water in nuclear power plants, water would evaporate, leading to a series of explosions much worse than Fukushima and Chernobyl disasters. After a year, all the satellites, cameras, satellites and whatever we have put in the orbit in space, would come crashing down. After all the harmful products would be destroyed, the plants and vegetation will start growing all over the city. In half a century, a lot of our buildings would come crashing down, and getting rusted. Vegetation and plants will grow all over the streets. New rivers would be formed. Cities like Venice, which is built on water, would break down and disappear into it. Dubai and Las Vegas will be nothing more than just sand in a century. After 300 years of metal construction, bridges, office tower would start crumbling down due to lack of maintenance. Everything would be back to as it had been before us. After a full 1,000 years, the only evidence of human construction left would be the stone structures that can last several thousand years. A few permanent traces like electromagnetic radiations from our phones, radios will continue zipping its sway. The plastic and rubber would eventually be swept off into the ocean and settle in sediments in millions of years. They would convert into rock layers. The chemicals in plastics and certain types of rubber can't be digested by bacteria, so they may never break down naturally. As many say, if we have the power to make another planet like Earth, then we can definitely restore Earth back to its healthy self. Signing off. Comment down below with any what if you have in mind.